I wanted to do a video about Indigenous Peoples Day and how it's used to turn white Americans, Hispanic Americans, and Indigenous Americans against one another. Primarily Indigenous Americans and Hispanic Americans against white Americans. I didn't do this video on Indigenous Peoples Day because I was lazy. But what the video is truly about is how the working together of Indigenous women with white men. Okay, and I have three examples. There's two women, Sacagawea, and I might say her name incorrectly, and I apologize, La Manche. And of course, Gonzalo Guerrero. Gonzalo Guerrero was a shipwrecked Spanish sailor that married an indigenous woman and had children with her and chose to live like a Mesoamerican, a Mayan to be exact. Now, what is important to understand is we Americans, whether you're from Greenland or the United States or Argentina or Chile or any of these countries, we are Americans. We are not Europeans, and we are not technically Native Americans. Even if you're of 100% indigenous blood, you are an American. And by that, of course, I mean an inhabitant of the Americas. Our culture is greatly different. And the reason our culture is greatly different is because of the intermixing of the various European stocks and the indigenous stocks. Whether or not you are of, if you have any indigenous blood, I have no indigenous blood, but I am a mixture of various European stocks. We are different from our European friends. We were acted upon by natural selection differently. Now, I was going to go in depth with these two girls and this gentleman, but I decided to make a video like that. I will have to do that a bit later because I didn't have time to do any real research. Well, I should rephrase it. I had time. I didn't have the discipline to do the research. But my point is, by partnering white with indigenous people, we have created something much, 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 much better than Europe, much quicker than Europe. Mind you, the towns and cities, municipalities that we made in the New World were made in a matter of decades, not centuries. We, through the mixture and partnership of these various people, we have achieved much greater things in a much shorter time than Europe. And what is sad is to see liberalism, a European ideology, pervert the beauty of the partnership between the indigenous peoples and the whites. And what's so frickin' sad about it is I see every year the conservatives getting in on it. White conservatives stoking the flames, encouraging people to remember Aztec human sacrifice and all this other nonsense. Yeah, that happened, but so did the Inquisition, so did torturing of indigenous peoples, things like that. That's in the past. We need to look at the present and the future and what's good in the past. We need to understand what happened in the past that's wrong on both sides, on all sides. But the fact of the matter is, it is absolutely foolish to allow Weasley little liberals and conservatives with penis envy complexes, or what can I say, inferiority complex issues, to make us all hate one another at this point in time. What happened in the past happened in the past. What's happening now is now. And we need to look at what we can do now to better everybody's situation. That's all.